So I was thinking, how do I make this more than just another champion ranking video? And that's when it hit me. Why not rank my legendary champions based on their actual impact on my account? This isn't just some generic ranking based on top meta or theory crafting. This is based 100% on my own personal experience and how much these champions have helped me through my own raid journey. I've put together a full tier list from S tier beasts to D tier regrets, and you might be surprised where some of them ended up. Let's jump in and feel free to roast me if you think I got it all wrong. First things first, I want to introduce you guys to my tier list and what it means. Let me just open it really quickly. Okay guys, let me introduce you to my tier table. I don't know how I should call it. I guess it's a table. We have our legendary champions icons here. Those are my legendary champions on my main account, and we're gonna be putting their icons in the tier columns right there. And now I want to tell you what each of the tier columns means. Don't miss your chance to become a part of my squad in raid and support my channel by clicking on my link in the description right now to get your hands on a free legendary Narma, as well as Anax, Ugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you level up. Here is what to do. Log out of Flareon Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial. And finally, go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't forget to use the promo code SUPREME6 to get a second legendary, the amazing Supreme Galek. Click my link right now and let's get started. Okay, we're gonna be starting with S tier. So S tier are the champions that are absolutely insane, absolutely carry champs and irreplaceable, okay? Now A tier champs are super strong, reliable and used very often. Moving to B tier are decent, situational champs, not bad. I use them from time to time. C tier are the champions that are rarely used, very situational, and I barely use, okay? And finally, we have the D tier champs. Those champs I regret building and I ever barely touched. This is how we're gonna be ranking them up. I'm really hoping this is gonna be interesting for you. That's why I decided to use this type of ranking to make it more interactive and more engaging. Now, I'm gonna be starting with one champion that's not gonna surprise probably any of you guys, okay? So we're gonna be starting with my favorite S tier champ, and this is Alice the Wanderer, guys. Before I tell you why I put her in S tier list, I'm gonna give you a quick disclaimer, guys. So this is 100% based on my own personal experience and on my own personal journey with those champions, like how fun they're to play with, how much they have helped me. I'm really hoping that you would get that. So I'm not gonna be influenced by any other opinions on this. This is 100% my own opinion. So you have the perfect right to not agree with it. First off, Alice the Wanderer is my absolute favorite champ at the moment. She's an absolute S tier for me. Alice has carried me through so much content. Like the moment I got her, I decided that she would be my main nuker, my main champion. I gave a lot to build her, many resources, many builds tested out, and I think I'm super satisfied with how far we've come with her, because at the beginning, as every other noob out there, I was not equipping her with the right artifacts. And to be honest, I still have a lot of work to do regarding her build, because as you can see, she's very slow, guys. She's 156 speed, and this is not enough. But regarding her other stats, her HP is pretty high, her crit rate is alright, her crit damage is pretty high, pretty decent. We have a lot of accuracy, 250 almost. So for now, for the time being, we're okay. Also, she's my strongest champion on the whole roster, okay? She stands at almost 84,000 total power. She's consistent, she hits hard, and just feels like a champ that you can always rely on. I'm using her almost everywhere. maybe everywhere, okay? You might say she's not good for clan boss because you cannot rely on her kit for that, but honestly, I'm still using her there. This is my own personal decision because I'm still making the most reliable team regarding CB, but I still am using Alice in clan boss. Maybe it's a mistake, maybe not, but the reality is that I'm getting the most results when Alice is on the team for CB. With the time passing, I would probably replace her with Morek, but for now, I'm still gonna use Alice on my CB team. She's super helpful early, mid game, even late game. She's just that good, okay? She's earned her spot at the top, no question. Now, I think it's time to move to the other legendaries we have to rank. So, moving back to the table, guys, we have a tier list champs, and I'm gonna put here, the first one is gonna be Admiral Blacktusk. I don't know if that surprised you or not, but Admiral is definitely in A tier. The second one we're gonna put in A tier list, this is gonna be Udex Arthur, man. This is such a surprise even for me because I didn't expect him to be here to be that good, but I guess I surprised myself sometimes. Now, starting with Admiral Blacktusk, man, this guy is a monster, okay? He has been rock solid. He's a great support with good survivability and brings a lot of utility to the team. Not quite S tier, but definitely someone I reach to often. He had helped me a lot, especially in faction wars to progress there. The dwarf faction is actually the faction that I have developed most. So we have 32 stars in the dwarf crypt, and for most of you probably this is not much, okay? Because I'm supposing there are a lot of seasoned players here, but for me this is a lot because progressing in faction wars has been very tough, and it is tough in general because if you don't have champions for there, you cannot progress. But Admiral Blacktusk, he's a must, okay? I absolutely love his kit. I absolutely love his design. He has a lot of useful skills, guys. The skill that I most love about him is definitely his A1, where he removes all debuffs from all allies and then teams up with all allies to attack a single enemy. This attack is critical for the enemy. I'm telling you, he's so strong. Not only in faction wars he had helped me, but in a lot of different areas, especially Fire Knight, dragons, also in the arena, in tag team arena. He's just great. He's definitely one of my favorite legendary champions out there, and I think that's all about him. I just love Blacktusk, man. He's incredible. Now moving on to the other A tier champ that I put there. So this is gonna be Udex Arthur. He was a surprise for me, actually. I'm pretty surprised I put him in A tier list because at the beginning I was very skeptical about Udex Arthur. I thought he's not gonna help me anywhere, but it turned out I was completely wrong about him because he brings a lot of useful skills, especially for Demon Lord. I put him in my Demon Lord once and I was actually surprised by how much damage I dealt with him on the team. On his A1 he attacks all enemies and heals all allies by 5% of his own HP. The cool thing about Udex Arthur, except that he heals allies and he can be used as a great reviver with his A3. The cool thing about him is that he places increased attack and strengthen buff, which means he reduces the incoming damage by 25%. This is huge, especially for a support champion out there. My other champion that has strengthened on them, this is Morek, man. And honestly, they're both so good. I am starting to realize how strong is the strengthened buff, namely because that I absolutely love Udex. And the other thing I'm super surprised by, not super surprised, but you know what I mean, I just love that about him, is that he can revive the team, and using him with Rector Drat on the same team, I'm not only relying on her as one reviver, but I can also rely on Udex's Arthur. And for example, when Rector is dead, he can revive her successfully. This means my team will survive longer and would be able to do more damage to the enemy. So I would say he has great utility. He's also super reliable and he had saved me in a bunch of situations. He's not flashy, but he does the job really well, and I would say a solid A tier. Now, getting back here to my little cute table, we are getting down to B tier list champs, okay? And this is gonna be a tough one because here I'm gonna put a champion that I really loved, especially in the beginning. He was one of my first legendary champions and he actually have sentimental value. He would always be in my heart, but unfortunately I would have to put him in B tier list, and B tier list is not great, not perfect, but it's still decent place to be, okay? So the champion I was talking about, this is gonna be Kurato, man. I'm sorry. I just don't find a good use of you anymore, guys. My heart is just breaking when I'm putting Kurato in B tier list, but this is the reality, okay? This is based on how much he had helped me, and honestly, he pretty much deserves to be there, not gonna lie. And now the second champ we're gonna be putting here in B tier list. This is gonna be Blade Chorister Kaldor. And I know here like some of you guys are gonna be really mad about this, probably because Blade Chorister Kaldor is supposed to be in S tier, okay? At least that's what I heard. The people's opinions on Blade Chorister are absolutely high, but for me, I think I put him in B tier list with right, okay? And in a bit, I'm gonna explain why. So we're gonna be starting with Blade Chorister Kaldor, a great legendary attack champion from the Sylvan Watchers faction. I absolutely love how he looks, okay? I've said that not once, not twice, but many times that probably my favorite faction is the Sylvan Watchers faction because look at them. They're so original, they're so different. But anyway, we're not here to only talk about the design. We're gonna be talking about why I think he's in B tier list, okay? So, to be honest, Kaldor is decent. He's great, especially if you know how to use him properly, but probably I'm not up until that point yet. He's fun to use, looks super cool, but performance-wise, he's a bit situational, has his uses, but I don't rely on him that much. And B tier lists honestly feel fair. Why I don't use him that much? First off, Kaldor needs a proper build, okay? Right now, I haven't built him the right way. As you can see, he's super slow, extremely slow. Like, this is not normal speed, but honestly, guys, my champions, most of them are super slow. I just don't have the right equipment, and I probably haven't pushed Dragon's Lair enough. This is gonna be my main focus for the next days because I really want good gear, because without good gear, my champions, I cannot unlock their full potential. And I really think that Blade Chorister Kaldor, if equipped right, he can climb up to A tier list. I'm kind of sure of that, but right now with the stats he has, with the equipment I have put on him, it's fair to be in B tier lists. The biggest problem I have with Blade Chorister Kaldor is that he doesn't have crit damage. His crit damage stands at 58, which means he's not doing any damage. Absolutely any damage. He can't do it. He's too weak for that. What I'm using the most from his kit is definitely his A1 and the continuous heal he's placing. Other than that, I cannot really find good use of him for the moment, but I'm really hoping that things would change once I rebuild him and give him enough crit rate so he can hit harder. For the moment, I'm just waiting for the next free gear removal event so I can rebuild all of my champs, because like I told you guys, they're super slow. They all need rebuilding, especially Fane. I haven't rebuilt her since I got her, and this was probably 3 months ago. So she desperately needs rebuilding. Not only her, but a lot of my champs. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think of Blade Chorister Kaldor? Is he more helpful to you than he is to me? And let me know where you would put him. Alright guys, now I think it's finally time to get back to our little cute table and show you guys where I would put the next 2 champs. So for our last 2 champs on today's list, we've got June, Herald, Zaharis, and Khaun Branch Breaker. So this is really gonna be tough right now because a lot of you are gonna criticize me probably, but also the thing is I haven't worked much with those 2 champs, especially with Khaun Branch Breaker. So let me first put our June Zaharis here, and then we're gonna think what to do with Khaun, okay? So about June Herald Zaharis, man, I'm gonna put him in C tier, definitely. I'm really debating between S and D tier, to be honest, because I really haven't used him in a lot of areas, but I feel like I just haven't unlocked his full potential, so it's fair to put him in the C tier list for now. So Zaharis is one that I really wanted to like, okay? He has great design and I was hyped when I pulled this guy. But honestly, he hasn't done much for my account, to be honest. Just doesn't feel impactful. C tier for now, okay? Maybe it's also related to how I equip him, even though I think this equipment for him is alright, because compared to my other champs, he's a little bit faster. 180 speed is okay, especially for me. I'm lacking any speed boots and it's really hard for me to equip my champs with enough speed. But seeing his stats, I think his speed is okay and his accuracy stands at 215, which is great. And I just think that I still haven't unlocked his full potential. He's super fun to play with, by the way. I love the animations, and also what I love most about him is that he's placing speed aura in all battles by 20%, which is super useful for me. Moreover, June Herald Zaharis is my only champion that places intercept buff on ally, and intercept is super strong because it blocks any attempt to place crowd control debuff on a champion, and honestly I don't have any champions with that buff yet, and I consider him a really nice champ. I just haven't find a good usage of him yet. Probably that would change with the time, but for now I think he deserves to be in D tier list. Oh, sorry, C tier list. I underestimated him. He's not for D tier, okay? He's C. But the thing is, I barely use him anywhere. This is why I have put him there. I'm just not using him anywhere, to be honest. Almost anywhere except for faction wars, sometimes tag team arena, but any other than that, I don't use him anywhere. And this is probably sad, but it is what it is. This is where my account stands. For now, like I told you, with the time passing, I would find a good usage of him. But for now, it's deserved. And now, moving on to Khaun Branch Breaker. I haven't really used him much, so I don't want to rank him blindly. Let's build him right now because as you can see here, he's totally naked. I want to throw him into a few battles and see what he's really made of. We'll figure out his place together, but first off, let's give him a proper equipment, and I honestly have prepared some artifacts in advance, so I kind of know what I'm gonna equip him with, and this is gonna be fast. To start with, Khaun needs a lot of crit rate, crit damage, defense, and speed. And I think I have the perfect equipment for him right now. Of course, I have to choose again between a crit rate or speed, because, for example, if I choose a lot of speed, I have to say goodbye to his crit rate. And the same goes if I choose crit damage and defense, I have to say goodbye to his speed and crit rate. So it's either that or this, and I tried with this build. I honestly tried to reach balance with his equipment, and I'm really hoping it would work for now. So let me quickly equip him. So this is how his build looks at the moment. I managed to get his crit rate up to 122, crit damage 60%, speed is quite alright given the artifacts I have. We have 154 speed. He's still kind of slow, but I did the best with what I had, and basically those are the stats we need. Oh, I forgot the defense. Defense stands at 1552, which is all right. He's also level 35, so I'm guessing when he reaches level 50, the stats would change a bit. And now I think it's finally time to test him out, because honestly, I've never tested this guy out, and now is the perfect moment to do so. Let me see, where should we test him? So the area that people are saying he shines out the most is Dragon and also Ice Golem. So I'm suggesting we should test him out there. Is this gonna load anytime soon? Good. Okay, let's claim that little reward here. I'm suggesting that the first testing, we could do a lower stage and actually put him alone just to test his abilities and how he works. I just want to have a clear view on how his kit is working. So we're gonna go to Ice Golem's Peak, and I'm really hoping that he can solo one of the lower stages, probably stage 5. I'm really hoping that he can survive this. So where is he? Here we are. Let's do this, guys. And we're gonna go manually. I just really want to test his skills. So we had A1, which attacks one enemy before attacking, removes one random buff from the target. This effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under a shield debuff. Okay, we're not gonna use his A1. We're not gonna open with his A1. A2 attacks all enemies, ignores a percentage of each target's defense equal to 50% of the difference between this champion's max HP and any shields on them. Also destroys each target's max HP by 20 of the damage inflicted. This effect will ignore any shield buffs. And finally, we have his A3, which places a shield buff proportional to this champion's defense and 25 strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a counter attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. So I'm really thinking to open up with his A2. Let's check that. Oh my god, that was easier than I thought. Now we're gonna test his A3 right here. Okay. All right. I love that the strengthen buff is working. Also he counterattacks, and we can clearly see that. Now A1 here. I'm just really thinking, could we beat the boss here? So I'm really hoping so. Let's test that out. We should really be focusing here on the boss himself, not on the little minions with him. So, okay, it's going pretty well for now. Oh, he revived only one minion. This is nice. Why I cannot? Okay, never mind. I couldn't use his A3 because of the cooldown, I think. Okay. Now, A2. Pretty solid, actually. Better than I thought. Okay. We're almost there, guys. I'm really hoping this guy would survive this. Damn, that was hard enough. Okay, I want to use A3 here. Okay, now A2. You have to survive this, Con. Please don't disappoint me here. Okay, good job. Good job. Okay, I'm really surprised by this guy. I honestly think he's gonna turn into one of my favorite legendaries, to be honest. And now what I want to do, guys, is test him in Dragon's Lair with a good team. And we're gonna go for stage 16 because, as you can notice, I haven't reached stage 20. I mean, I have reached it, but unfortunately I cannot go past that stage. And this is one of the most important stages here in the Dragon's Lair. And until I can successfully go over that stage, we can farm here stage 16. And let me see what team should I put with my Con. So Alice and Rector are definitely staying here. We're gonna put Con with Eudex Arthur. Are they gonna be capable of going over past stage 16? I'm still not sure. Maybe I'm underestimating them, but just to be sure, they're gonna go past that stage. We're gonna go for stage 12 safely. The pussy moves here. And let's see how would that go. It's gonna be easier than I thought, actually, because Alice is one-hitting the waves. And so maybe we should have tested him in a higher stage. Alice would kill the dragon herself, so this wasn't the smartest move. But we could actually see him in action. Okay, he's not doing a lot of damage right now, but when I get him up to level 50, he would smack. His crit rate is alright. 122 is okay. Ooh, chestplate accuracy, crit damage, resistance, defense. This is quite nice, actually. Okay, guys, I actually did my testing and I think I'm ready to give him a proper place to be. So going back here to our little table, I can really put Con in, I would say, B tier list for now, and I can confidently say that I'm pretty sure he would move up to A tier list because his kit is amazing. I think he's very, very viable and I can use him in many different areas. If you check out Hell Hades, you can see that this guy is rated pretty high on Clan Boss, because some of you in the previous video have criticized me and told me not every champion you pull is good for Clan Boss. Guys, I perfectly know this, but what I do is actually I check every single champ on Hell Hades before I make my comments about him, and then I test him out. Not always, but most times I test the champion and then I am discussing with myself on live during making a video if he's good or not, because this is the area when I want to progress the most. And honestly, this guy was rated pretty high on Hell Hades when it comes to Demon Lord, and that's why I thought I would find a good use of him in there. But we're gonna see. I still haven't tested him there, and I'm gonna give you my own opinion on that as well. For now, I think this is how my table look like. It's not about the meta or spreadsheets, it's about which champions actually had helped me and feel strong. Let me know your S tier champs in the comments, or who you think I ranked way too low. And if you have used Con more than I have, I love to hear your opinion and where you would put him in this little table. Thank you so much for joining in, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If so, drop a like, leave a comment, and share with your friends. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!